Do you remember playing Grand Theft Auto as a child? Or maybe you still play it. Remember how you would casually walk around stealing cars, punching strangers and robbing prostitutes? How is that game allowed to exist, by the way? Anyway, after doing that for a few hours, you'd get bored, then start trying to act like a normal person by walking down the street slowly or driving a car and actually trying to stay in the road marks, stopping for the red lights. In a world where we could do absolutely anything without repercussions, we get bored and eventually go back to acting like, well, us. I know this is common for people who play video games, and I think there's something here to be said about human nature. Alan Watts is the writer and speaker you often hear at the start of rap songs, with his philosophical speeches in a rustic, posh British accent. In one speech, he talks about what would happen if we could dream any dream we wanted every night.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time, or any length of time you wanted to have. And you would naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure, see. And after several nights of 75 years of total pleasure each, you would say, well, that was pretty great. But now let's have a surprise. Let's have a dream which isn't under control. Well, something is going to happen to me that I don't know what it's going to be. And you would dig that and come out of that and say, wow, that was a close shave, wasn't it? Then you would get more and more adventurous, and you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
I think he hit the nail on the head here, and his point also reveals itself in pop culture. When the Superman film started in the 50s, he could only lift cars and jump pretty far. It was hugely successful. Then, when the 80s rolled around, his powers started to become limitless. He could juggle planets and swallow hydrogen bombs. People started to lose interest. This is because when we want more and more, and we get it, suddenly life is boring. Without limitations, there's nothing to anticipate or strive for. If Superman can never die, that final scene is a lot less thrilling, because you know that he'll just beat the bad guy and save the day in the end. I think this lesson and Alan Watts' speech summarises the most powerful trait of human nature: our desire for more. And it makes sense. I mean, to survive we need more. We need more water, more food, more shelter, more warmth, more respect from our tribe. So our subconscious brain is always having a conversation in the background with us, telling us that we need more to survive. And in some part it's true, and we wouldn't be living without this part. But for other aspects, such as having a new sports car or more friends, it's not, and it doesn't matter for our survival. But our brain can't differentiate this, as it's had hundreds of thousands of years of evolution before the modern world we're all living in. So how can we use this knowledge to improve our life? We can bear in mind that the need for more doesn't come from our true self. It's from thousands of years of evolutionary wiring. And that even if we got what we wanted, it wouldn't take long before we start craving what we had before anyway. Just look at how popular the nostalgia industry is. So instead of wanting everything, we should be grateful for what we do have, because as much as we think we wouldn't actually want a world without weaknesses, mistakes or limitations. Doesn't that sound pretty boring anyway? Thank you so much for watching. If you took any value at all from this video, I'd really appreciate if you could hit the like button. I post weekly videos on building discipline and an unbreakable mindset. If you're looking to improve your life, then hit the subscribe button and join the community. I've also just released a free playbook to getting your life together. It takes you through the step-by-step process that I use for going from anxious and lazy to fulfilled and productive. It's completely free, so grab it while you can. It's the first link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one.